Greetings, humans. I'm Andre. And I'm George. And this is Kus. And welcome back to the Windmill Full of Prophecies. So, Whitechapel say nothing is coming for any of us. But, you know, it's kind of hard to believe you, having heard a sizable chunk of your latest album, Hymns in Dissonance, and having spent that entire time that I was listening to those songs feeling like something's coming for me. Because you make that feeling very apparent. And now you're just telling me that I should, like, let go of that expectation. Like, you see the cognitive dissonance? Like, it's not just me, right?
Yeah.
So
it really feels like something's coming for you.
The reason they feel like nothing is coming for any of them is because they're the ones doing the coming.
That sounded inappropriate.
I didn't mean it that way. Shut up.
Well, why'd you word it that way then?
It's coming with an O.
Are you ready?
No. Wow! Ow! Wow. Dude, how much? Oh. Nothing is real. Okay.
Talk about a nuclear baby.
Wow, that was one of those times when I forgot I'm on camera. That was so captivating. I have a lot of thoughts, and it's gonna take a while to pull them together. So they start very much in the style of Hymns in Dissonance, like
Yes.
chaotic, visceral aggression. With,
Two-note riff.
and with some vomit. Like Phil has this very expressive way of screaming, where it's like something's coming out of him.
How much is it also because you get to see him and he looks like something's coming out of him?
Well, yeah, he does that thing where he crouches and bends forward, and I think that's on purpose. I think that's very expressive.
And he's got that thing where he can make his face look like this.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Like,
you know, like one of those dogs where their jaws are hanging.
yeah, or like the Jens Kidman Meshuggah face.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
I don't know how to do that.
He knows how to do that. That's very expressive for screaming. It's got this really corrosive, I would say, blazing sound, and the progression of the song kind of starting super chaotic and then turning anthemic towards the end gradually, kind of reminded me of Solastalgia from Cattle Decap, and I think also the visuals are the same company, and the same label, Metal Blade.
Yeah.
So maybe the visuals are reminding me of it a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the progression of that turning like from that visceral anger gradually more anthemic, and at the end almost I dare say peaceful. I don't know, because like
I did feel like the imagery versus the music was a bit incoherent, because you just have the guitar melody, everything else around it is fading, and you're just left with this clear melody, and it's kind of epic. I would almost describe it as triumphant, and then that just fades, so the thing feels like it's getting softer, and all the while you see a baby being burned and then exploding the world. Like, what the hell? That should show up over the breakdown.
Okay, so I've tried. I actually don't have any interpretation about what the video symbolism might mean.
Yeah, whenever I get videos like this that I don't understand, I'm like, I probably have to see the lyrics. And then half the times I go and look at the lyrics, and the lyrics don't relate to the video in any way, and then I'm like, you wanted to show off CGI.
I don't know, but the video looks great. And what else did I want to say? So, okay, you have chaos, then you have like harmony, and then like the riffing disappears, and you're left with just the leads, right?
Yeah.
And I had some other thought. Oh yeah, concept-wise. So the song is called "Nothing Is Coming for Any of Us."
Yeah.
And then it shows you an apocalypse in the video, which
Yeah.
again seems inconsistent. But I caught some lyrics where he said nothing is real, and it's almost like God, if only the apocalypse came so that something would happen. Like it feels a bit like the despair of Groundhog Day coming through the screams, like again the same thing.
Yeah.
Why? Can I have the bloody apocalypse? At least that would be interesting. It feels a bit like that. It feels a bit like, why are we here?
Yeah.
Why is any of I'm just screaming into the void. It feels a bit like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I can pull out of it on first listen. I don't know. Like you said, I'd have to look at the lyrics.
I like what they did with the breakdown because it dropped, and then what it dropped in was very rhythmic and very coherent. Like it was clearly a breakdown, but it could also just be a chunk of the song. Like if the song continued in that form, it would have felt like a song. It wouldn't be that super spaced out thing that you get when deathcore slows down excessively. Like it didn't lose structure. And then it held that enough that you're in it, that it feels musical before dropping again. And then doing that thing where what it dropped in again starts feeling coherent and musical and structured, and then dropping again. So it did the slowing down in a way when it's not just slowing down for the sake of being brutal. I almost feel like they failed to reap the rewards of their own creativity with that by not actually going on with the song into the structure that the breakdown broken down into.
I did not follow most of that.
Why?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
What I'm saying is that when they do the slowdown thing, the thing they slow down into is still musically structured.
Okay, that's what I felt too. I felt like it's got a bit of the vibe that like new wave deathcore has with the slowdown stuff.
Yeah.
But it, like you said, it didn't feel like it's coming out of tempo and going full organic on that slowdown. Like it felt like it's coming down in steps.
Yeah.
Right?
And like every new step is still musical. It doesn't lose that.
Yeah.
So I'm almost like the fact that they picked it up like you pick it up from breakdowns usually, that they just went fast again, felt like they wasted that brilliant idea a bit. Not that I had a problem with it. The way they picked it up from it sounded great. I'm just egotistical and I'm pissed off that they didn't do it my way.
You know, you can always write a song your own way. Can you write a song?
No, that's why I'm pinpointing that I'm egotistical. But I'm like, you get my point.
I get your point.
Yeah. And then I think what came out of that was the guitar solo. And the guitar solo was very chaotic at first, and then it went into epic.
Yeah.
And I think the end of the guitar solo was when it really switched to the melodic phase of the song.
And I think at that point you also had like two guitars harmonizing.
Yeah. This was really cool.
This was really good.
And I'm very impressed by how much melodic value it had for a song and genre that's this brutal.
Yeah. Especially given that they went back to old school Whitechapel sound, which is, yeah, it's really cool how they integrate melody. I'm not that familiar with old Whitechapel, so I don't know how much that had melodic and anthemic stuff. But compared to what I heard from hymns, this is definitely a lot more harmony focused and melody focused.
So we're both happy with this.
Yes.
And hopefully nothing is coming for any of us.
Even if it makes Phil scream. Even if it makes Phil scream.
Yeah, we're all paranoid. Are we done here?
No.
So if you enjoyed this reaction, we'd greatly appreciate the likes and shares. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe with bells on.
Thank you very much for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed your stay, and we'd love to see you back at the Windmill very soon. Corpse is out.